Happy Tuesday again, everyone. Hopefully this is the second video of mine you are watching and that you already took care of the dystopian book club preparation. If you have not, please make sure you go back to that step in the lesson plan. So this is going to be a pretty quick video. I just want to give you guys a couple final reminders with your essay as we are working on finishing that up today and tomorrow, getting that submitted, and then we will be able to move into our dystopian unit next week. So I'm going to first go just to the lesson plan. So again, hopefully you've already taken care of everything related to this first learning goal, all about our dystopian unit. So I am transitioning in this second video into everything with your coming of age essay. So when we hop off this video, you guys are going to go through a couple different steps to finalize your essay. You're going to get into Google Classroom and check the feedback from your rough draft. And again, you're going to look for the edited PDF with my handwritten comments. So I have gone through every rough draft over the past few days and given you guys some feedback. Once again though, if you do not have any feedback on your rough draft, that simply means I did not receive your rough draft in Google Classroom. So obviously you will not have any feedback. So you're going to use that feedback to make some revisions. You're going to finalize the essay and you are going to upload it into the final copy assignment in Google Classroom. So what you're going to see are a couple things when you get into Google Classroom later today. You're going to see 3 different assignments that are associated with your coming of age essay. You already should have submitted and received feedback from part 1. That was the first thing we did last week. Thursday last week, you should have been working on the rough draft, should have submitted that. You're going to have some feedback. And between the next 2 days, you are working on finalizing, uploading, and submitting your work in the final copy. Okay? Some of the biggest reminders I want to give you relate to the feedback. Okay? You want to make sure you've actually opened, and used the feedback from your first part of the essay. So Carter's going to see that he's got feedback from his part 1. He's going to get into his rough draft that he submitted last week. He's again going to have feedback from his entire rough draft. So make sure you guys are utilizing that and looking for that edited PDF version. Some of the final pieces of feedback, as I just mentioned, there were some of you when I was looking at your rough draft this weekend, you had the same issues in your introduction, in your first body paragraph that I had already pointed out with part 1. So there is no point in me giving you feedback if you're not actually going to use it and make some of those revisions. So you still have access to the feedback. So make sure you're using it from both part 1 and your rough draft before finalizing your essay. The feedback you are going to see on the rough draft is mostly just the second part of your essay. So I really didn't go back over parts I had already given you feedback on and give feedback again on the same parts. I mostly focused on the parts of your essay I had not read yet. So most of you had previously submitted your introduction and your first body paragraph. So I focused my feedback on your third body or your second and third body paragraphs and your conclusion. So make sure you mostly focus on your rough draft on what I said for those. Big things here, are you actually proving and supporting your thesis? Some of you have a thesis statement in your introduction, but then you don't ever really refer to it or work on proving it in your body paragraphs. That's the idea behind the whole essay. Another big piece of feedback I gave a lot of you is make sure you're not just summarizing your book. Don't just summarize a conflict. Don't just summarize what one of the important literary elements was. Make sure you're taking everything and connecting it back to what the prompt was asking. How are the conflicts moving the prompt forward? How did that event prove coming of age or prove your theme or help you prove a literary element's importance? The prompt is something you should be going back to frequently. After then you have looked at and used all of the feedback from both your versions, you're making your final revisions. Read your essay out loud, especially now that you are in the privacy of your own home. Go to a quiet space, read it aloud, proofread it. Notice those errors, notice those grammatical errors especially. If you want to use Grammarly, go for it. I obviously can't stop you and certainly would encourage that. And for this one, I know a lot of you like to get your work done the day of, which is fine. So if you want to submit it today, Tuesday, go for it. But you will have until tomorrow, so Wednesday at 11:59 to get it submitted into Google Classroom. I am then going to be work on finalizing this and getting your grades in for the third quarter. The other good news, we would be taking your air test this week, but now we aren't. So that's a great thing. So as always, email me if you've got questions, if you're really struggling and you want to set up some type of video chat. I'm happy to do that. I loved meeting with some of you guys about your essays last week. Otherwise, have a great day and good luck, guys.